Thank you so much for coming back to Novel Idea and joining me. I am Dia, and today I thought that I would give you a little insight into how I grade my books, because I don't do the 5-star thing. I don't feel like that gives me enough nuance into how I really feel about a book. And so I thought that I would show you a little snapshot of how I go about that. So I'll put up my grading scale here or here, or however it works out when I'm editing. But I'll put up my grading scale so you can kind of see what an A+ looks like, what an A, what an A-, all of those look like. For me, if something goes below a B, I'm probably never going to reread it. And if it goes into the C category, then I feel like, why did I waste my time? So anything below a B- basically is really not worth a read to me. But anyway, let's get into all of the categories that I do. I have 5 categories that I rate my books in, and I think they're pretty typical. I rate each one of the categories 0 to 100. Like I said, if it's a 0, it's probably been a D and F, and it's not going to get any kind of a grade at all. But 0 to 100 is what I rate the different categories in. Then I total those points and divide those by 5 in order to get my final grade for it. So I'm going to give each one of my books a report card, and I just thought that I'd share with you how I go about that and how I come to that final grade. Okay, so the first thing that I look at is plot development and pace. And so for plot development, that is going to be, does it have an interesting premise? Is that premise being developed? A lot of times this goes also to not just whether it's a page turner, but whether or not it was marketed well. Because if this book says one thing about what it's supposed to be, and then it ends up being something completely different, that plot development is going to be off for me. Yeah, so I want to know, is it slow? Is it character-based? Is it plot-based? I don't mind a slow burn. I'm not going to dock points for a slow burn as long as it holds my interest. And that is the job of the writer. So the next category is going to be writing style. And that has a lot to do with, has it been edited well? Is it too long? Are we spending way too much time on information that has absolutely no value to the story or to me as a reader? The person tense, is it first person? Is it third person? Is it first person present tense? Is it first person past tense? So I look at that because there are certain styles that I just don't enjoy. And again, let me say this, of course, and I feel like it shouldn't have to be said, but I'm going to say it anyway. And that is, these are all subjective. So this is all my opinion of the way something has been going. So when I give something a grade, that is very much my grade for it, okay? I just wanted to say that. Another thing about writing style, is it info dumpy? I don't want a bunch of information just given to me. I want it to be told in story form that informs me of something that I need to know. So if it is a part of the story and they weave that well, that writing style is going to be A. Okay, so the next thing is character development. I am very much a character-driven reader, and so I really love it when my characters are likable, but I actually really love some characters who are not meant to be likable, and it's because they are developed so well. And I love a little bit of snark. I love a little bit of just conniving. If you write a conniving character, I'm probably gonna like them a little bit. We all like to kind of live vicariously. But anyway, just are they well developed? Are we getting to spend enough time on the page with them in order to get to know them? And in the time that we spend with them, are they growing? Are they changing? Is there some sort of arc to their character? So all of that. Then theme and subject is the next one. And that is number one, is it a theme that that again follows the marketing? Is it a theme that I'm interested in? And if it's not something that I would normally be interested in, does it somehow have a hook? And is it going to intrigue me? Are there relationships? And how are those relationships handled? And is there good communication? All of these kinds of things go to theme and subject. Logic is another part of theme and subject. And could this really happen in this world? Even if this is a fantasy novel and things, I just want to know that what is happening is something that could happen in this world, that it's not just something that they're throwing in there to try to make the story better. Does it feel real? And then are events and situations consistent? That's another thing, is I don't want to see a character doing one thing and feel like I'm getting to know them, and then they get into another situation and they're a completely different character. Unless that character has, bipolar disorder or something like that, then that's understandable. But again, could this really happen? And so that has everything to do with theme and subject. And then lastly is reader engagement. Is it holding my attention? Is it something that I'm going to think about after I'm done with it? Is it something that keeps me coming back to it? Even if I don't completely understand what I'm reading, am I returning to it, wondering what's going to happen next? Am I returning to it? So just, is it holding my attention, and am I enjoying the book? That's reader engagement. So those 5 are the categories that I use, 1 to 100. And then I total the points from each of those categories and divide that by 5. And that gives me my book's report card grade. So that's how I handle my books. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comment section down below. I would love to, answer them if I can. And if you think, if you don't use the 5-star scale and you do something different, I'd love to know that too. This is just what has worked well for me. And I like being able to kind of adjust and give a little bit more of a of a reason behind why I'm giving a book a certain percentage point. So 5 stars is just too, what's the word? Like, like binding. It's too constricting. That's what I was trying to think of. It's too constricting of a system for me. I like a little bit more flexibility in there. So this works well for me. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that it explains a little bit more when I am going through my end of the month wrap up in a week. And you'll have a little bit more insight into why I've done something that with that grade. Okay, thank you so much for coming by, and please like if you liked this, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.